It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Thanks for joining us. The NBA on 2K Sports rolling right along. Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. The regular season starting to wind down. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, with a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. Really powering through this last leg of
Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA. It'll be the Heat off the tip. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Mirotic at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. Levine is out there with Brown, and it's Valentine in at the small forward position. They get the rebound, and he makes that one. Whiteside's got the opening field goal of the game for the Heat.
As soon as Whiteside leaps for that offensive rebound, you just know he's going to finish off that play.
Lopez right side. And Brown now atop the key. And Mirotic has it in the corner. Back to Brown. Just 5 to shoot. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Well, Eric Spoelstra known for being a player's coach, but he also isn't afraid to dish out some tough love. With this team in a rebuilding phase, he's had to do that a lot.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is just get the most out of every player on the team, and he lets them know, I'm going to put you in positions, guys, to maximize your potential. Sometimes that can come from tough love, but most of the time it's because they want greatness. That's what the Miami Heat organization is all about.
And he gets it to go.
A guy who converts well at the rim, you like to see the aggression there.
Yeah, it's the first quarter, and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
Kicks it out to Johnson from beyond the arc, and it's Johnson again missing. And here are the Bulls now, coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
To the left wing. Dragic against Brown. Here's Whiteside, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Whiteside's got his second basket of the night.
Now, some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Bulls shooting their first free throws of the game. First one falls for him. Brent, you played briefly with the Heat. What was it like coming to this team mid-season and getting to play with a player who is revered by Miami fans in Alonzo Mourning?
Well, the thing that I always thought about with Alonzo Mourning was the intensity with which he played with, and to watch his approach both in practice and in his preparation to get ready for big-time basketball was the most impressive part of having an opportunity to suit up with a Hall of Famer in Alonzo Mourning.
Here's Levine on the money from 12 feet away.
A bit of a picture-perfect start here to this game. They've connected on all three looks.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Waiters for three. Sinks the triple. Waiters got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
It's a thing of beauty when it goes in. Waiters with his own style from deep.
Lopez, a screen on Dragic. And it's Brown missing. He'd have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. And Waiters kicks to Whiteside. Whiteside a screen. Dragic against Brown. Fires at the elbow. No good from Dragic.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Johnson kicks to Waiters. Right side a screen. Off the pick. Shot's good by Waiters. Waiters got 5 now.
Well, a little bit of help there from his friends. Waiters does a good job of rubbing his man off of that screen.
Brown outside. That one's not going to go. Well, he'd go the other way with it. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
Well, if I put it on a scale, Greg, the aggressiveness was an 8. The shot selection, a 2. Could have been a lot better.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
That's why guys love lining up to play with DJ. Keep moving, get open, he'll find you. Sensational feed.
Johnson draws the double and stolen by DJ. Mirotic has a wide open look, and it's Miami with the rebound. Out to the right wing. Dragic with a wide open look. Drops one in from the wing.
Really nice to see Dragic explore that aspect of his game. The catch and shoot Jay is simply deadly.
Brown the pass to Lopez. Back to Brown. And the Bulls another 3.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
There are very few people in the league that put the type of fear in a shooter, especially when they draw close to the rim. Like Hassan Whiteside, gets to so many shots with his height, uses both arms to block shots, and he changes countless attempts around the rim.
Winslow's checked in for the Heat. Johnson comes in for James Johnson. Mirotic gets the bucket.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And Waiters kicks to Johnson. The dish to Dragic. Right side a screen. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Dragic off the drive. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Dragic has got his second basket of the night. And with Whiteside, certainly one of the preeminent shot blockers in the NBA, Brent does so without selling out for shots, too.
You think about a great shot blocker and maybe a guy that he's talked to a lot in Alonzo Mourning. Whiteside does a good job of staying down and waiting until the offensive player gets off his feet or releases the ball so that he can get up there and swat it away.
Whiteside, a screen on Brown. There's a screen. Dragic dishes to Johnson. Mirotic grabs the miss. The Bulls leading by 4. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to catch up with Eric Spoelstra a few minutes ago. He said this will be a great mental challenge for his team. He told me he looks forward to games like this, saying the team we're facing really knows how to execute on offense. And when we're firing on all cylinders, we can do the same. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. So he wants their best effort defensively, knowing what a slick shooting team they're up against.
And I think they'd be smart to try to deny them the ball inside, guys. The best way to keep a team from getting hot is to not give them the easy looks down low.
Yeah, make sure there is no vacancies out there at the three-point line, Greg. This is a team that can really hurt you from all over the floor.
Johnson, the pass to Whiteside. The feed to Dragic. That shot, no good. Nice D from Levine. There's Brown with the 3. And Winslow pulls it down. The Heat trail by 6. Dragic kicks to Winslow. Johnson the screen. Mirotic brings the double team. Dragic dishes to Johnson. Whiteside a screen on Levine. Johnson, good.
Respecting Johnson, Jay, fantastic at getting shots off, even in the face of the defense.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. And Justice Winslow, a player who is good in some areas on offense, too.
Well, if 30% of your offense, and this is for Justice Winslow, is going to come outside of the 16-foot range, he's got to become a lot more effective in that area. It could be about shot selection, but certainly it's about putting in the work over the summer to become a more capable shooter.
Nice shot by Portis.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Now here's Johnson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Cleveland. Richardson the pass to Whiteside. They set the pick. Shoots over Markkanen. The three from Johnson. That one no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. Johnson against Brown. 1:44 left to play in the first. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Magruder. Holiday with the block. And he recovers it. Chicago leading by 4. Brown outside. From 10 feet out, Wells. The shot's good. Brown making the play. DJ's got his 6th assist on the night.
You could put that pass on a ring. That's a gem from DJ. Great coordination between those two teammates.
Johnson kicks to Magruder. Feeds it to Winslow. Here's Whiteside. Doesn't go that time. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Portis, the pass to Holiday. There's Brown with the 3. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Richardson dishes to Winslow. Back to Richardson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Whiteside, and he converts the layup. Whiteside's got 8.
And Whiteside gobbles up the close-range opportunities at the basket like he did there.
It's Brown with the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Johnson outside. Pass to Magruder. Dishes it to Whiteside. Off target at the rim.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
And so it's Chicago with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who...
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Such a great way to get yourself into an offensive groove and build up some early confidence.
We've got Johnson. Whiteside is out there with Justice Winslow. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Magruder in at the 3 slot. That's the group on the 4 for Miami. The pick and roll takes great timing for both players and a feel for the game and what the defense is going to show. Brent, in your opinion, which tandems are the best at running it?
Well, I think Russell Westbrook and Steven Adams have really done a great job of establishing a great chemistry in the pick and roll. And it's interesting, Kevin, because as centers and point guards play together, the more games that they have, the more used to one another they are in terms of sometimes setting good hard screens and sometimes not really setting a screen at all, setting up the slip and creating opportunities that way. Russell Westbrook, Steven Adams, Chris Paul, insert player here. Pretty good combinations.
Yeah, I like that. And that one's good, DJ.
He's a smooth operator in the paint, and DJ making the most of the high percentage shot in tight.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Whiteside kicks to Johnson. The pass to Winslow. And here's Richardson. 11 points last game. The Heat need to get a shot off. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. A different look for Miami. Haslam comes in for his. The Bulls leading by 16. Pass to Lopez. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Lopez has got 7 points for the quarter.
Now you could just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great rhythm after a terrific first quarter. He is feeling it here in the second.
Waiters up top. 17 points for him last game against Cleveland.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
Here's Magruder. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Whiteside a screen. Here's Waiters. And finally they hit one. Waiters got 9 points.
And because he likes to handle the ball, Waiters is dynamite in the pick and roll.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, DJ in the last matchup against the Rockets lit up the floor. He finished with 27 points and seemed to be playing in slow motion with a huge number of assists. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. He lifted his game to an unreal level that night.
Yeah, he showed how dangerous he is when he's at his best. And, man, he'd love to keep that hot streak going here tonight.
Would you guys be surprised if he doesn't keep it going? I mean, the only way to follow up a game like that is with an even better one.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, also like the adjustments that they've made. Each time they're defended a little bit differently, they seem to have the answer for it.
Right side a screen. Here's Dragic. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Once again, Dragic in attack mode makes things happen with the drive.
For Miami, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. Markkanen, he's checked in for Mirotic. Good on both.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
On the wing, Levine. He feeds it to Valentine. Stolen by Waiters. Here's Magruder, guarded by Levine, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Heat.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
That one is no good. Chicago leading by 16. Brown the pass to Valentine. He kicks it to Markkanen. Lopez right side over Whiteside, and it's Lopez. That time on the assist by Markkanen. Lopez has got 13 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Magruder kicks to Winslow. Dragic against Brown from 11 feet away. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Lopez has got 5 rebounds tonight.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
The Heat trail by 18. Waiters dishes to Dragic. Right side a screen. Winslow up top. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 6 to shoot. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Valentine wide open. He fires. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Bulls lead by 20.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Dragic against Brown. Dragic with it. Right side a screen. Waiters gets a wide open look. Miami no good on that time either. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's the Bulls opening up a huge gap. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Fast start with this game. Are you happy with how you've moved the ball around and gotten it to your teammates?
Thanks, DA. Yeah, I'm really happy with how we're moving the ball and filling the lanes. And, right now we're on the same wavelength. And as soon as a chance to dive to the hoop opens up, we're going to find that cutter. Not only does it make for good basketball, but it also makes it fun.
Everybody wants to touch the ball. It's a truism at every level of basketball. Thanks. Guys?
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. We've seen Robin Lopez really having a great game.
Well, we saw in the first half, he has a nice mixture of moves down low, and they've been going to him.
Well, he's a volume scorer in the post, and right now the volume's at 11. So if you're not going to run doubles at him, we'll see if he can get more of that done in the second half.
So for Chicago right now, Mirotic at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. DJ out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Valentine in at the 3. Whiteside. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Anticipation, reads the play all the way. So close to a steal.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
It's an energy boost not only for the player but for the team when Dragic gets hit like that and still finishes over the defense. His teammates are pumped.
Lopez passes to Mirotic. Now here's Valentine. Defense is right there. Brown against Dragic. And it's Brown missing.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Lopez against Whiteside. Kicks to Dragic. Dragic with another miss. The Bulls leading by 18. Here's the 3. The shot by Valentine, no good.
And they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
Johnson kicks to Waiters. Haslam a screen. Dragic with it, now guarded by DJ. Steps back and fires. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 6 rebounds here tonight. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Brown kicks to Lopez. Brown against Dragic. Lopez a screen. Brown dishes to Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
Some skillful basketball from DJ, running the pick and roll like an expert and creating the easy bucket.
some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the Heat call time here. Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jawing, a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me. But
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
For Miami, they have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Bobby Portis is checked in for Chicago. Justin Holiday comes in for Valentine. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Now, DJ, 11 points in the game. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
Not going to settle for a jump shot. DJ being ultra aggressive right there, going straight down the lane on the drive.
Pass to Johnson. Whiteside, a screen on Brown. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Whiteside's got 14 points.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. And Mirotic has it in the corner. His three-pointer is off the mark.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
Johnson, the pass to Johnson. Wells with the steal. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. Finished off the break. He's got 15.
That's how DJ makes an impact with his defense. Comes up with the steal, starts the break. That's a quick strike.
The dish now to Johnson. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 4th assist in this one. And Mirotic kicks to DJ. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
DJ wants to be at the center of everything that this team does, whether it's behind the tables or on the court. This guy's itching for a scratch.
If you ever did decide to go into coaching, Brent, would you also like to be the general manager to ensure you have the players do you really want to coach?
Well, I'd also like a new car and a Learjet, Kevin. If I could get those two, I'll try my best. But
I hear you. I know.
I really think that relegating that role to somebody else that you can be on the same page with is the best way to go. It's a fresh set of eyes.
That's the key. I totally agree.
Fresh set of eyes, and they have the time to devote to what your team and your roster is going to need while you make sure you're developing the roster yourself. So I think having a general manager do his job and a coach do his job might be the way that I would prefer to do things, although we've seen other guys have success in both roles.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. Now here's Richardson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Back to Whiteside. Just 4 to shoot. He dishes it to Johnson. Hits the jumper in space.
A lot of the great shooters have great preparation, and that time did a great job of having his feet set. Excellent anticipation of the ball also from Tyler Johnson.
And mostly with Whiteside on the offensive end, he's there to clean up the misses, finish a play with a dunk.
And the footwork of Whiteside continues to improve. He does a really good job of shielding the ball when stepping through towards the rim and gets himself in great position to collect lobs when the guys on the perimeter find some space in the gaps, and that's a huge target to throw the ball up to.
Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Johnson. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. Back to Johnson. The feed now to Winslow. Here's Magruder. Dishes it to Winslow. 5 on the clock. From deep. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Brown outside. Magruder with the rebound.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
The Bulls leading by 23. Brown outside. No good there. Johnson with the defensive effort. Miami's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Richardson the pass to Magruder. Back to Richardson. Feeds it to Whiteside. Pass to Richardson. Here's Magruder. He kicks to Johnson. Jacks up a 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Portis has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And here is DJ. He's got 17. Out left to the wing. Back to Felicio. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Magruder. He's covered by Brown. Whiteside a screen. From deep, Richardson connects from three-point range. Richardson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Brown kicks to Felicio. Good!
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
Chicago's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. There's Brown with the 3. Magruder with the rebound.
You know, he's usually very reliable from out there, but tonight it's just not going down.
Richardson with it. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Right side a screen. Magruder, that's good. Magruder's got 5.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Chicago calls timeout. Waiters, he's checked in for Miami. Dragic comes in for Rodney Magruder. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Robin Lopez is checked in for Felicio. Markkanen comes in for Portis. Valentine's checked in for Justin Holiday. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Wells. Lopez, no luck.
Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
There's the pass to Waiters. Over Valentine. Dragic kicks to Winslow. Johnson against LaVine. The kick out to Dragic. Launches it. No good on that one. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando and they'll take on the Magic. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Dragic against Brown. Lopez sets a screen for Brown. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And that's the result that you're going to get when you drive into the lane before the D can get themselves into position. And DJ's not waiting around. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. Dragic against Brown. They grab their own miss. Whiteside. Good D by Lopez. And they're on the break. The 3. And the Bulls get it back. Brown outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range. DJ's got 22.
Well, imagine this, Kevin, a DJ finding his rhythm. This is an unbelievable roll he's on.
DJ has been on display for Chicago, setting up teammates and getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
We're getting us out of stuff. Make hard cuts. Everything with force, okay? Come on.
And there's Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to play with a little sharper mind, with a little more intense, with more vigor. And a new group in for the Heat. Whiteside's checked in for Otto Bayer. Johnson comes in for James Ennis. Dion Waiters checked in for Ben McLemore. And it's Dragic in for Augustine. Chicago also making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Markkanen. Zach LaVine comes in for Paul Zipser. And DJ's subbed in for Grant. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Johnson is out there with Haslam. And it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Now Brown. Now here's Valentine. Here's Mirotic. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Dragic dishes to Waiters. Passes it to Whiteside. And it's sent back by Lopez. They shoot again, and the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on. On the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And the free throw, no good. Well, we all know, Brent, you grew up in a real basketball environment. What affected watching your dad and competing against your brothers and being in that conversation at the dinner table have on the development of your playing style?
Well, I think first and foremost what comes to mind, Kevin, is just competing. And it wasn't just competing at basketball. It was wiffle ball in the backyard, soccer in the fall, baseball in the spring, Monopoly during the weekends. So anything we could get our hands on that had to do with the game, yeah, it was about that competition.
And what do you do now in retirement? What do you find to just stimulate the competitive side?
Well, I beat my kids in Monopoly, I could tell you that.
In the corner, Valentine with it. Back to Brown. A Brent, for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years, in some cases it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players, maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And that one falls for Mirotic. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. The Heat trail by 21. Dragic against Brown. It's Dragic with the drive. Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. And the Bulls making a change here. Valentine's checked in. The Bulls leading by 21. Tries from 10, and that one is good. DJ's got 26 points.
You know, there are a lot of guys who are not comfortable shooting the ball from that kind of range, but there DJ showing he could knock it down. That's a tough one.
There's the pick.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the 4th personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there. So going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
The first one falls. Brent, it's amazing how the three-point shot has evolved and how much it's being used. And some teams now almost entirely perimeter-based. That three-point shot is the first thing out of their mouth. Can you see a team winning a championship that way?
I saw teams win championships. That's the Warriors and the Cavs. If you look at what they did from the three-point line and the type of damage they did, Kevin, that absolutely was a huge reason why they were championship contenders. You could even look at teams that are qualifying for the playoffs as usually 6 or 7 teams that are in each conference. Of those 8, Kevin, are proficient three-point shooting teams.
Here's Waiters. Whiteside a screen. Oh, Whiteside in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Just a great alley-oop there. Teammates connecting. Whiteside with the jam. The D wants no part of that.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Brown the pass to Lopez, and it's in there.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
And Miami shooting at a decent 44% clip here. To the left side wing. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Haslam's got 6 here in this quarter. It's Brown with the drive, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Applying some pressure there and getting himself to the free throw line. DJ's aggressiveness is paying off with that foul call.
And this team will make you pay when they get chances at the free throw line. It's helped them pull ahead here today.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. And Rodney Magruder's subbed in for Udonis Haslem. Chicago also making some changes. Felicia's checked in for Lopez. Justin Holiday comes in for Valentine. And Wells is subbed in for Zach LaVine. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too. Bulls on D. Outside Dragic. He feeds it to Waiters. Whiteside a screen. And Waiters, here we go. Gets the front of the rim and out.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities. And the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
And there's a minute 45 left to play in the final quarter. For 3, LaVine. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
And Haslam kicks to Waiters. Whiteside a screen. Clock at 6. Offensive rebound. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Whiteside's got 24 points.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Bulls.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And one thing about this team, they never stop pushing the envelope. A fantastic year already with 65 wins, and tonight making it 66. Very impressive.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for DJ.
Well, he really contributed down there on the offensive end. Seemed like he was hitting anything he was putting up.
Good work defensively by Whiteside.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Levine, a screen on Dragic to the paint and stolen by Whiteside. And here is Waiters. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our
DJ, drop that beat.
DJ.
Wait a minute.
Oh, hey. Okay, old man. What is that? This? Yeah, man. This is the pulse check. Y'all ain't never... You ain't never seen the pulse check? Really?
No,
How
man.
old are y'all? I cannot have either one of y'all by more than 8 years. Who's 8
years?
We're talking about how old are we with the...
Yeah, I don't
hip
look like that when I
pulse
do
check.
it. I heard the hips cracking.
Man, I heard that hip.
That's all we've got for this week, guys. Thanks for watching, and
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Orlando Magic at Amway Center. Checking out the Magic, they're dangerously close to the dreaded bottom third of the standings, but right now they're just barely above it, clinging to 10th place in the East. And tonight we'll be watching
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
On the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival. The Chicago Bulls are ready for this thing to get started. Welcome, everyone, to Noche Enabia. A Latin theme is the backdrop to tonight's festivities. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. The Magic are looking to grab one here for the home fans in Orlando before heading out again. They're down in 10th place in the East.
And they're playing some of the most impressive basketball we've seen all season in the NBA. It's hard to think of any team that's played better than they have during this streak.
And, Greg, I love the attitude they're bringing onto the court every night, the belief you can see in this group. It's going to take something very special to beat this team.
Well, Clark, tonight a rarity. Both these teams love to run their offense through the block, through the big men. Why is that a dying trend in the NBA?
Well, I think the three-point shot has dictated that more teams are going to utilize that. Then analytics have come into play. The three-point shot is more valuable than the easy two in many cases. So teams are really tilting their offenses towards spacing the floor, shooting the three-point shot more than pounding the ball inside. And the pace of the game now lends itself to more three-point shooting and perimeter shooting than posting up.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Mirotić at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. Zach LaVine is out there with DJ, and it's Valentine in at the 3 slot. Fournier's shot is off. On defense, the Magic. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And, you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
And Vucevic kicks to Payton. 5 to shoot. Over Brown, and it's blocked by Brown.
And you love the hustle DJ brings on defense, using his solid leaping ability to block shots.
Lopez outside. Back to Brown. Pass to Mirotic. Here's Lopez. Lays it up and banks it in. Lopez has got the opening basket of the game for Chicago.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to talk with Frank Vogel for just a minute. He said the focus defensively is going to be making things difficult inside. He wants to get them off the three-point line and make them take as many mid-range shots as possible. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
DJ is an impressive shooter. Like how he gets his feet set first, making sure he's on balance, and then the rhythm follows.
Here's Isaac. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Hands it from downtown.
Okay, you got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
And Mirotic kicks to Brown. And Vucevic pulls it down.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Gordon a screen. Gordon with a screen on Mirotic. Fournier passes to Payton. Launches a three. Payton with another miss.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now. That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
Pass to Isaac. Fires from deep. That shot, no good. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the deep.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Payton with the ball. Now guarded by DJ. Over DJ. Here's Gordon, and he hits it to tie the game up. Gordon's got his first basket.
Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
Outside, Levine. Back to Mirotic. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Like how DJ is physical with the defense. I mean, he's not afraid to mix it up and go through contact on his shots.
I think it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
And they pick up 2. Vucevic has got his first bucket of the night.
Impeccable form of Vucevic. I mean, when he's shooting from the mid-range, that's a shot that he's going to make more times than not.
And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. You talk about a pass-first point guard. That's Elfrid Payton.
That's his mentality and his gift. He's exceptional at it. He's been a good playmaker right from the start. A pure point guard. Old school in his ability to really focus on setting up his teammates. And Elfrid Payton was drafted 10th back in 2014, played 3 years at Louisiana Lafayette. Very young for a junior in terms of his age. The story goes that he started kindergarten when he was only 3 years old. Man, that kid got an early start on schoolwork, and he looks like a really smart player, too.
He gets it in there.
And Vucevic is crafty, clever, close to the bucket.
Brown kicks to Lopez. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And Elfrid Payton with one of the most unique hairstyles, Clark, that you will see in the league.
Yeah, and there's a story behind that hairstyle, Kevin. I mean, his high school team in Louisiana made a vow not to cut their hair until they won the state championship. They lost in the state semifinals, and Payton seems to have kept that vow all this time.
Here's Isaac. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Good ball movement here by the Magic. The three-pointer, no good. Chicago's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. DJ dishes to Lopez. Portis kicks to DJ. There's the screen. They swipe it. Here's Isaac. Sweet little floater.
And Isaac really a big-time player on the interior. When he's near the basket, he's looking to score the ball.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Magic?
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
Dedmon with the block. They retain possession. And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. Count that one from Isaac.
Outstanding vision by Payton. He loves finding open teammates.
Bulls trail by 6. Lopez, a screen on Payton. He hits Brown with the drive and the dunk by Lopez.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, Kevin, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
Pushing it up. Brown outside. And Lopez has it in the corner. The tray. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Payton. Now a chance, guys, to examine the rebounding numbers over the past months for Vucevic.
In the last few months, the rebounding has sort of taken a bit of a dive for him, and a lot of factors could be the cause, but it's a trend that coach would probably like to see him reverse.
Spates checked in for Orlando. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Evan Fournier. And Holiday, here we go. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Gordon, the pass to Payton. There's the dish to Dedmon. Outside, Simmons. In the corner, it's Gordon. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Gordon's got his second bucket tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at them. Show them you can shoot from outside all night long.
Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Wells kicks to Portis. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. Portis has got his first points of the night.
And Wells is just an unselfish guy, willing to give the ball up if one of his teammates is open. That's the way the game should be played.
And it's Gordon missing.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
2 points. That one goes.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And Simmons kicks to Dedmon. Payton against Brown. Now here's Payton. He's covered closely, and there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. He'll take it. The Bulls shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. So for Chicago right now, Mirotić at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. Brown out there with Levine, and it's Valentine in at the 3. Levine kicks to Brown. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. And it's 8 points for DJ.
And this is what you want to see. I mean, DJ firing quickly right off the pass, not giving the defense any time to react.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, DJ in the last matchup against the Heat delivered a performance for the ages. He ended with 31 points and was diming everybody up with an incredible assist game, setting up his teammates all night long. The stat line was filled, and the whole league was talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively they're going to be ready for him. They won't make things easy. Coming off a game like he just had, I mean, he's going to get a bunch of attention.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
The Magic trail by 5. Now here's Simmons. An 11-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn. Here's Vucevic. Knocks down the 10-footer. Vucevic has got 6 points.
And Orlando coach Frank Vogel, an assistant coach and advanced scout for about a decade before his first head job with the Pacers, did a terrific job. He helped turn the Pacers into a powerhouse.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Dedmon. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. And the Pacers made the playoffs 5 out of 6 seasons under Coach Vogel. Conference best 56 wins in 2014.
Yeah, and I was there during some of those wonderful runs. And for many, it was a surprise to see the Pacers look in a different direction. But it is the nature of the business for head coaches, and the former general manager, president with the Pacers, felt like it was just time for a change. So Frank Vogel's in Orlando, has some talented pieces, and now it's just about trying to make those pieces fit.
To the inside, it's tipped and stolen by Mirotic. Levine wide open. The shot's good. Brown making the play. DJ's got 3 assists in the game. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Chicago.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And certainly while the injury for Zach LaVine and his ACL was devastating, Greg, it's good to see him back on the court, and he seems to be on track to making a full recovery.
And Kevin, still amazing to me to see just how far the medical community has come in terms of treating ACL injuries. LaVine is such an athletic monster. To lose even a little burst would have been huge. Fortunately, though, with modern medicine, it's going to allow this guy to make the most of his potential still.
Portis, he's checked in for the Bulls. And it's Vucevic missing. The Bulls leading by 6. Passes it to Portis. He dishes it to Lopez. Valentine with it. Last game we saw him score 13. It's stolen by Vucevic. And now Orlando on the break. Isaac with the ball. The shot will not fall. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Yeah, and from the start, Greg, you could tell they were ready to go. Loved how fearless they were, confident, aggressive, attack mode. They don't care where the games are played. They're ready to get it done.
To the wing right side, 5 to shoot, and it's in there. Isaac's got 6.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin, the mid-range game of Isaac continues to get better, showing great stride in being a threat from here.
Pass to Portis. Left side, Levine. Back to Portis. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. In the corner, it's DJ. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Here's Dedmon. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And Isaac is a nice passer. I mean, senses when his guys are ready to shoot the ball and gets it to him quickly.
Brown dishes to Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Spates checked in for Vucevic. Pass to Isaac. Back to Simmons. Dishes it to Spates. Puts it up from 17. That one off the back iron and out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one. The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
To the middle, here's Isaac, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Lopez, no luck.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
The screen from Brown. Jumper off the screen. Lopez missing again. The Magic trail by 7. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Feeds it to Simmons. Pass to Isaac. Over Valentine. Misses the jumper. Bulls shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And so that brings the first half to a close.
Thank you, Kevin. Another quick start here in this first half. What has been the key the last few games?
Oh, D.A., you know, my...
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so... All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. DJ really making a difference here.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. And it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. And Clark, there are a lot of great scorers in the NBA, but do you think a handful of players are just impossible to defend?
There's only a few guys that are impossible to defend, and I think the most unguardable guy in the league is Kevin Durant. We've not seen anybody with his size, length, touch, speed, ball handling, in all the time that I've watched the NBA. I mean, this is a 7-footer that moves like a guard, handles it like a guard, shoots it like a guard, and is 7 feet tall. There's nobody close to him in that regard. LeBron James, because of his physicality and speed and skill, would be second, but Durant, the most unguardable guy in the league.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Outside Gordon. Pass to Isaac. It's Fournier on the wing. Here's Vucevic, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Quite honestly, Vucevic is one of the most aggressive and best rebounders in the association.
It's Brown with the drive, so the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both.
Love how hard DJ works. I mean, much respect for his skill set and his basketball IQ.
Vucevic setting the pick for Fournier. He kicks it to Vucevic. Pass to Isaac. Shoots the 3. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got his 4th rebound in this one. There's Brown with the 3. It's good from long range. Brown's got the lead up to 11 now for the Bulls.
I like seeing DJ get going from here. His jumper is money when he's in rhythm.
Payton kicks to Vucevic. Over Lopez. Out to Payton. Back to Vucevic. Magic moving the ball around. The feed to Fournier. 4 on the clock. The teardrop falls in. Fournier's got 7.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Lopez, no luck.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Well, I like the confidence here. Gordon is excellent at realizing when he has room to shoot even before he has the ball. That's what we call seeing a play ahead.
Brown the pass to Lopez. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Lopez has got 4 points in the quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Payton dishes to Fournier. Kicks it to Vucevic. Over Lopez. Rebound by the Bulls. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Here's Mirotic, and the Bulls another 3.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. DJ really making a difference here.
He can't miss from deep. The defense has to regroup here, and I think they've got to change things up because he's locked in from behind the arc.
Biyombo is checked in for Isaac. Chicago also making some changes. Felicio comes in for Robin Lopez, and Wells is subbed in for Levine. Brown against Payton. Gordon a screen. Payton outside. Gordon with a screen on Brown. Here's Payton. And Mirotic sends it back. Brown against Payton. Brown kicks to Mirotic. Shoots the 3. And DJ gets it to go on the assist from Mirotic. And that's now 21 points for DJ. The Magic trail by 15. Vucevic setting the pick for Payton. Outside Gordon. Now the pass to Vucevic to end the run. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Brown down low, covered by Payton. Mirotic's shot is off.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And it's Gordon missing.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Payton against Brown. Payton passes to Vucevic. For 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Mirotic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Felicio kicks to DJ. Mirotic dishes to Brown. He feeds it to Wells. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's now 6 points for Shammy Wells. The Magic trail by 16. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Payton with the ball. Now guarded by DJ. Now here's Fournier. Guarded closely. And Vucevic kicks to Fournier. Gordon. But they get it back.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Connects from three-point range. Payton's got 11.
And the three-point stroke of Payton, he does not shoot often from there, but when he does, you got to make sure you guard him.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Well, Clark, you had the distinct honor of playing horse against the former president of the U.S., Barack Obama. You lost that game, I don't want to remind you, but I want an honest answer. Did you let him win that contest?
Kevin, the deal is that it was an unbelievable privilege to play POTUS. We changed the letters of that game back in 2010, and I let the president up. I gave him life after I had him down, and he took advantage of turning the momentum in his favor. He won fair and square. I did give him an opportunity to win, but He's on top in that matchup, and I think it ended up being good television. And while some of my former teammates look at me with disdain for having lost a horse game to the president, I think it was all intended to end just the way it did.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Spates with a screen on Brown. Payton kicks to Fournier. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got 6 assists here tonight.
And he had 1 in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
Brown the pass to Markkanen. Right wing. Brown against Payton. Brown kicks to Portis. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Portis has got his second bucket.
Boy, he hit his teammate in the perfect spot. Led him easily to the bucket. That's what you call a room service assist.
Here's Fournier. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
And hey, Fournier is not just an outside shooter. I mean, he can also get busy near the basket thanks to that quick release.
Brown kicks to Holiday. The kick out to Brown. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
He's been turned up this quarter, showing a lot of confidence and sinking a lot of his shots.
Spates sets a screen for Payton. The dish to Spates. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Lauri Markkanen. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Chicago.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Couple that with just how well they've shot it from beyond, and they've made this thing look easy.
The Magic making a switch here. Isaac's checked in. The shot by Wells, no good. The Magic trail by 14. Here's Isaac. 13 points in the game. It's Fournier on the wing. And here is Spates. Floats one up, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on DJ.
Like to see Fournier drawing contact on his shots. I mean, he's a crafty player who gives defenses a lot of problems.
And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble.
Levine makes it off the glass. Levine's got 7.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Passes it to Spates. There's the pick. He dishes it to Fournier. All sorts of time. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. And the foul called on DJ. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we will head to the line for 2. The Magic have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
What a performance for DJ. He's been the story for the Chicago Bulls. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. Back right after this. Fred Hoiberg in a recent huddle with his players.
Keep our pace on offense, right? Keep pushing the ball.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. So for Chicago right now, Zach LaVine is out there with DJ. Then there's Markkanen. And it's Portis in at the four-man position. Brown kicks to Markkanen. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And it's Brown missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Spates sets a screen. Stolen by LaVine. Here's Markkanen. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's going to be on Maurice Spates.
Boy, in this day and age of how the game is played, Markkanen's skill set, hand and glove fit, superb at spacing the floor with his shooting stroke.
Clark, thinking back to all the players you played with, was there one player who you just instantly clicked with on the floor?
Herb Williams was a teammate of mine for 2 years in college at Ohio State, then a couple of years with the Indiana Pacers in my pro career. And he's one of the smartest and best teammates that I ever played with. Had a really good understanding and feel for the game, had a terrific motor, excellent touch, really good athlete for a guy that was 6'11", and is a dear friend. So he was probably my favorite teammate. And, you know, when I went to the Pacers, he had been there the year before and really broke me into the NBA in terms of things that needed to happen off the court to help me be the best I could be. So I'm indebted to Herb for his friendship and his mentorship as I made it from college. Well, actually from high school to college and then from college to the pros.
Chicago making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. And Holiday has it in the corner. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Bulls lead by 18.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Fournier against LaVine, and Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Mirotic is checked in for Justin Holiday. Fournier's shot is off. The Bulls leading by 18. Brown outside. And Mirotic kicks to Portis. Now Brown. Lays it up off the glass. Brown's got 4 this quarter.
I'll tell you, he's beating up the defense in this quarter, going right at him and scoring in a variety of ways.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And Clark, we saw this a bit last season. When a team is up and it's garbage time, are there unwritten rules as far as shooting or scoring go?
Yeah, I think you always want to play within the spirit of the game, the spirit of the rules, the respect of the game, and the respect of your opponent. So to me, that should be, you try to always do what's right and just and fair at all times. And late game situations create an environment where you want to always take the high road and play the game with a honoring attitude towards your opponents and the game.
LaVine, good.
Boy, I tell you what, you like LaVine and how he's generating more power with his lower body now, helping the jumper to stay more on point and be more consistent.
Outside Gordon. Pass to Isaac. Fournier in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Gordon a screen. The shot's good from Fournier. Fournier's got 16 here in the second half.
The defense looking helpless here. Fournier is solid at scoring despite getting hit. Really strong playing through contact.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Payton against Brown. Payton dishes to Fournier. Vucevic a screen on LaVine. Now here's Fournier. Over LaVine. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Lopez has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. In the corner, Valentine with it. On the wing, Levine. Brown outside. Back to Levine. Brown outside. The 3. They get the rebound. Here's Lopez. Great D that time from Vucevic.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And Jonathan Isaac, a 6'11" small forward out of Florida State. You know, we're seeing more and more players like this with the length of a center and the guard skills. You know, you think of KD, Brandon Ingram, and now Isaac. And it's great seeing DJ sharing the ball, solid at swinging the ball over to his teammates.
Gordon a screen. Vucevic the pass to Gordon. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the story for Jonathan Isaac. As a sophomore in high school, Greg, he stood 6'3" and played guard. He hit a growth spurt, as you can see.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. I think what I notice most is that he's retained not just the perimeter skill, but also the fluidity. I mean, he's light on his feet and really moves well. Remember, there was another guy that was a point guard that had a nice growth spurt. I think his name was Anthony Davis.
Vucevic, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Boy, just a perfect, I mean perfect shot fake from Vucevic.
And both free throws good for Vucevic.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
Payton kicks to Vucevic. Pass to Isaac. No good with the triple. Chicago leading by 16. Valentine wide open. He fires. Out of bounds. Orlando takes possession. The Magic have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Picked by Vucevic. Payton dishes to Fournier. Here's Isaac. Payton in the corner. The 3-ball. Sinks the three-pointer. And more than ever before, the NBA requires big men to cover a lot of ground. Vucevic looking to keep up.
Yeah, Vucevic, I think, is really a terrific rebounder and passer, and you can see all of his positives. He can score on the block and make the three-point shot. I think it's just a matter of him consistently tying all of that together.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
From 12 feet out. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Gordon's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, I tell you, he has been lights out. Sadly, they're still behind. He needs his guys to step up.
Brown outside. In the corner, it's Levine. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Valentine shot good.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
Yeah, and you really can't afford those kinds of lapses. I mean, not when facing a hole or a deficit like this.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, DJ.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
And with the playoffs on the horizon, he'll be looking to stay in peak form as long as he can. Pass to Payton. Inside. Here's Gordon. Second shot opportunity, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
And Fournier is highly skilled, a crafty European talent who's really fearless when it comes to shooting the basketball.
And Evan Fournier out of France. His father was a judo champion.
And you know, Fournier is conscious of European players' reputation for being more finesse, soft, if you will. And I think he's done a nice job being aggressive at getting himself to the free throw line by playing a more physical game. I think at 6'7", he wants to dispel that reputation as being a finesse guy.
Lopez.
Gordon against Mirotic, just 5 to shoot. Lopez a screen. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Vucevic. The first free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. The Magic trail by 16. Dishes it to Fournier. Here's Vucevic, and it's sent back by Lopez. For Chicago, they've gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. It's Brown with the drive. Vucevic with the block.
And you know, with Vucevic, as is the case with all shot blockers, it's about timing. And how can you bait that shooter into shooting a shot that you know you can block?
Here's Brown. Vucevic with the block. Payton with the ball. Feeds to Fournier. 1:30 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Payton's shot is off.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here. And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Bulls.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And I think, guys, we sort of expected a win here in a season already with 66 wins. Tonight's win will notch that up one more to 67. A very dominating presence they seem to have nearly every time they come out on the floor.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
Greg, we don't see conference opponents get swept very often, but this has been total domination.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for DJ.
And the sharing of the sugar, very impressive. I mean, he seemed to know exactly when to get the ball to his teammates.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
12 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Azania. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. Come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I always wonder when you see a couple of shots go down early, do you keep looking for that outside shot?
Honestly, DA, I don't try and look for specific shots when I'm on the floor. It's like as soon as you start looking for a shot, that's what the defense just takes away from you. I mean, the best approach is to just to play within the flow of the game and to hope that you find a few open looks from the deep. And tonight was just my night in that sense.
Well, you sure made it happen out there on the court. Congratulations, guys.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.